too. Hello, hi, David. Hope you're both great. Just had a nice dinner with a new friend, and we'll check out your film. Yeah, we have a link to it right there. I believe that will take you to the site.
Yeah, I did.
It worked. Yeah, good.
I checked it out.
Must be the wrong cast. Was looking for Barack Obama. Yeah, wrong guy. I'm a different person. New look, though.
Funny, right, Sir Quack?
I do support Israel as a state, absolutely, as a nation, and we are a strong ally with Israel. We should never forget that.
Okay,
do we want to give them $3.5 billion plus all kinds of? I guess a $70 billion loan guarantee just went out to Israel from America. Obama signed in a $70 billion loan guarantee, and everyone was like going, "Huh? What?" They thought it was 70 million. It was a $70 billion loan guarantee. Even Obama didn't say it right. He said 70 million, and then he changed it to 70 billion when he read the text. It's crazy. They get whatever they want.
He was corrected in front of everyone.
Oh, right, yeah. So they get whatever they want, and that's the problem with the powerful Israeli lobby. As much as we support them as an ally, we can't let them drain us of the last vestiges of American resources and equity. It's crazy. We're just giving away the pantry now. We're giving the pantry away. I think we sold off the outer sheds, and we're probably getting ready to dig right into the ground and give them part of America. I wouldn't doubt it. You know, there's that 50 mile square radius area in Idaho, in Boise, Idaho, that's now run by the National Chinese. They're building a fertilizer factory and importing national Chinese labor into that area of Idaho. Butch Otter authorized this, Governor Butch Otter of Idaho. I don't understand why someone in government didn't say, excuse me, a 50 square mile area sold to the national Chinese? I don't get this. What's that all about? It's insane, Candy. Oh, Meow TV, what are you doing?
He was saying.
Don't say negative things.
Degrading things about you and Candy.
About me as well?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Well, not necessarily.
Does he want to be banned from the room? I mean, how many times have we banned you, Meow TV? What, 3 times in 6 years? Are you looking for another ban? I mean, I don't want to start off on a bad foot here.
I don't know if I like Marmite. Oh, was the Marmite everywhere?
Yeah, it was all over my head, yeah.
On your face?
Yeah, it was on my face. I put it on quick. It was like a 2-minute hair job. You find one hairdresser in America who could do that. I defy all odds.
Okay. I guess I have to, I guess I should not probably be trying to cast over at other sites like Fawn, like uVlog and JustCast. JustCast drop frames, so I'll drop out of that.
Yeah, I've been doing that the other night too.
I'll leave it on live, Ustream and uVlog, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. All right.
You were singing Ebola. Ebola, Ebola.
Obama, Obama, Obama. Cannot stop Ebola, Ebola, Ebola.
Don't you agree that Israel, are you saying Israel pulls the strings in America?
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's funny though, because America is the one that is funding Israel with our taxpayer dollars.
Emmett, are you announcing that you're going to DDoS? You know that'll be another hour of broadcasting at local Wi-Fi hotspots.
And you won't get to see my beautiful face because I don't do that. So if you want me to not be casting and you want David to cast longer, then bring it.
Yeah, bring it. Right back.
If you want me to be on here and you don't want David to cast for till 10 o'clock, just till 9 o'clock, then just ignore it. Go watch something else. It's all good. Good question. Broken St. Obama's. Maybe because they think that they can handle money. I don't know. Or they paid him off. It's more likely the case. Oh, Amber Cam. Amber.
I think she's eating her kibbles.
She's eating her kibbles in the other room. And I don't have a camera attached to her like a Pro or something like that. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, Go Cam Pro. Go
It's
Cam
our
Pro.
home computer, David's internet room, whatever works exactly.
Yeah, we make it all happen here at the newsroom. I have not watched that video of a Lockheed Martin engineer with top clearance opening up about the death. Yeah, opens up about aliens. I think that's good. That'll be great. We'll talk about that. He looks like an old guy. You're sure he doesn't have dementia?
A Wi-Fi cat color. The Wi-Fi would be fine, but it's the camera on the face. Is there a camera that goes on the cat's face?
Yeah, we need a cat cam, something that hangs
So they,
over
like,
her head,
flap
hovers,
around.
or it hovers within the location of the collar, like a collar with an RFID chip in it that sends out a signal where it is, a global positioning satellite, and then a hovering camera. So you're going to make that happen.
He wants to make that happen. Okay. Then we'll have Amber on all the time.
Then we'll have Amber cam hovering over her head watching
Then it'll
her.
just be, we'll stream it to Amber's, like Amber will be on third party when we're not.
But if it does, if she does get hit by the propeller, we will have to, go to France and deal with you.
It's like a roaming.
It's used for wildlife. I'd like to have it. That'd be cool. I'd like to hover around the cat. It's better than the guy I'm paying right now to watch her. Around the clock cat protection has been costly. I almost didn't want to budget it into this month's cost, but yeah, I have this guy named David watching her on a daily basis.
I'll see what I can do. Yes.
Hey, thanks, Dave. I'm drinking my coffee here.
Yeah, we like your teeth. Delicious teeth.
Thanks. Well, they're better than what I have underneath, but I'm going to improve what I have underneath. I'm still working on a better.
I'm improving what I have underneath slowly. Yeah. I did see my periodontist last week.
Good.
And I have an appointment with this month, since it's in the month of November. I have an appointment with an orthodontist.
Between George Soros, the Koch brothers, so many people have their fingers in our political till. It's not even funny. I was telling Sarah as I was coming over, to our area today, I was noticing all my signs ripped down, of course. 90% of all the signs I put out for the primary and the write-in ones that I put out for the 90% were stolen or torn down. It shows me that our nation no longer understands democracy, that we are in fact a fascist nation with people that run around and think they can control elections by stealing and cheating. That's what I'm seeing. Doesn't shock me that we are now faced with an endless economic crisis, which will get worse and worse because of the neglectful pathway the Democrats and Republicans have taken, putting us on the edge of almost moral confusion as to which way to go. And it's really sad that I had to do that video yesterday. It really is, because there's no other way to get any kind of exposure except to do radical things. Now, I'm not announcing any new radical things right now, but I can tell you that anything radical will get noticed, but most likely will impale my my electability. And that's a very, very serious thing that I've had to deal with from the very beginning. Because the mainstream media won't allow an average man to speak out, an average man has to go to the nth degree. Even though I'm not in any way the kind of person that would ever slam a race or a creed or a color, I believe that I had to actually impersonate Obama in that actual face just to get noticed.
Well, the
kind of sad.
Really video, music video is that. I'll give you a link to that.
Yeah, we got the Ebola one. You might as well bring it out so you can just cut and copy the link. But it's over at my website, YouTube, David John Sponheim. Thank you. Anyway, we're doing everything we can, and we know that many of you are really, really. I was robbed, Adel. I was robbed. It's all done by design. And not only I was taking signs away, but they actually took signs away in Wisconsin, and that recently a candidate was arrested. A Democrat was arrested for stealing a Republican sign. Seriously. Really? It has kind of a tonality, Carpet Dog. It does kind of, hey there, ATP. Well, let's be clear. I feel like I wore that instant tan stuff, that spray. I've been working on getting the pigments out of this. Maybelline Dream was supposed to really be the color of Obama's skin, and a lot of people said, hey man, you're orange. So my orange face went over real well yesterday. Bronzed, I know. I look a little like a statue. I used to know. Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody asked, what do I think of BRICS? BRICS, by the way, if you're not aware of it is the group that it's basically Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South America getting together. They created their own bank, so that it's called a development bank. It's a reserve currency so that they can fund different things without having to rely on the IMF or the World Bank. And it's interesting because unlike the IMF or the World Bank, each nation that's part of it has an equal say regardless of the size of their GDP. Each nation is expected to put in an equal share in the startup capital. They want there's a $50 billion startup capital, and their goal is to reach $100 billion in reserve currency.
Well, good luck with that. 100 billion in reserve currency makes enough, doesn't even put a dent in what the EU is handling and the amount of money that's currently fluctuating in the Western markets. So if the BRIC nations want to put this together, good luck. 100 billion doesn't even get close. It's kind of funny that they want to do that. Anyway, yes, look at the video if we can right now. It's access denied to Tandalejo for some reason. Let's click on it.
Why would it be access
I don't know.
denied?
I'm wondering if they're disallowing viewership of the video at this point. Yeah, we've had 91 views, which is kind of cool. No, should work fine. There's no error on my end. Yeah. We're totally sharing it, and it's totally available. Give her that link right there. Try this link right here. Yeah, this one should work. Click on that link, Tandalejo. Yeah, the graffiti video with a coat hanger. No. This is the video I just did. Yeah, TV. It's a little music dance thing, kind of fun. You can kind of hang out and watch it in pubs and clubs and just look at it. Hey there. It was an awesome show last night. Jerkafan liked it. Great. I think the EU will dissolve sooner or later, Adele. I believe that the EU was based on the concept that somehow they're going to create a new world order. That European Union, a Chinese Union, eventually a North American Union was going to be formed, and somehow these global elitists would sit back and just run everything. I really think that's at the basis of the EU. You lived it and you loved it. Nice dancing. Oh yeah, man. You notice how casual that whole casual dance I learned from a 6'5", no, actually it was 6'3" football player who played on the Miami Dolphins, who was I believe a tackle, or no, he's a guard. That's right. And I won't tell you his name, but I got to know him real well, and he used to hang out and dance like that, at clubs, and just kind of move his body and did a little hip motion. And the guy got girlfriends, man. He was the most popular black guy in the area. And man, people, was like, whoa. Something about that casual, I'm cool kind of hang there dance people like. If it wasn't backed, there's no way they could compete or you could even try, yeah. Backing is the key, King Moron. Without backing, any kind of a BRIC nation takeover of the world currency is going to be impossible. I need a makeup class. The makeup was supposed to be exaggerant. There is no way I could actually get close to looking like Barack Obama. There's certain facial differences that are impossible to overcome. But, I really wanted to be a parody, and most parodies, you have a caricature of a person. You don't have a person that looks just like the guy. And I got to hand it to Steve Bridges. He did a great job. Of course, he had a makeup artist, a full staff to do it. I did that makeup in 15 minutes. I stopped my gaming show at 5:30, went in, and I filmed the actual makeup session itself. I have like a 15-minute video I made, which I haven't uploaded. And there's 2 hours or at least 1.5 hours of actual new footage you haven't seen. Bless you. Bless you. The hair was amazing. Yeah, the hair fell apart on me, and it became like a good little sight prop to mess with. I know. And dark chocolate it would have been better. The Marmite was an instant thing. I did the Marmite in 2 minutes. Yeah, on camera, I went in and I put a video on. I did the Marmite in 2 minutes. I went from having bad hair that was collapsing or becoming a cone head to actually having Marmite.
Yeah, like a hair.
I made like a Marmite rug in less than 2 minutes. So no hair designer could do that. When you say I should take a class in makeup, no makeup artist could dress as quick as I can dress. I can do an entire makeup thing in less than 15 minutes. I can look like a completely different person. Yeah, it was like a Three Stooges type hair, and I kind of did a retro thing, and I hope I don't get a lot of criticism for being politically incorrect when doing a blackface video. I know a lot of you don't realize that is a politically correct blackface video that I made, with the exception of 3 episodes where I actually broke it out of character and actually talked like either myself or an inner city black person. So it was not intended to be a slam against black people. The other one people perceived as being some sort of a field Negro. And I thought that was really, really wrong. You know, I didn't want to sound like some sort of a common slave. And I feel bad that they got that impression. The last thing I wanted to do. Last night's show will be uploaded on the David John Sponheim channel, Robert. So please subscribe. And the next video I'm uploading, I'm burning it right now, will be the 1 hour and 45-minute backup cast. And the cast that I did here, I have in memory, but we probably won't process that until we build the mega DVD pack of our 1,800 shows. We're shooting for a 2,000 show retro DVD set. I don't know. It depends on how good the quality is. Because if the FLBs don't play out decently on a DVD, I won't even bother. But we've recorded 1,800 shows. It was a good contrast, yeah. People said I look a little younger. It was an epic show. Thank you, GJ Stingy. Appreciate it, man. People said I look a lot younger as a black man. So I thought that was kind of cool. Yes, exactly, Mad Dog. But I'm not here to talk about black people. I'm here to just, try to focus on the problems the country's facing. And if you look at our 3.5-minute video, you'll realize that I laid it all on the line. I threw this out. I said, look, we're literally starting 6 potential revolutions, civil wars around the world under Obama. We are now pushing deeper into Syria with airstrikes that last week killed 500 plus of about 33 civilians. I mean, it's crazy. Thank you. My comment was racist, broke. Don't try to reason with someone who sticks candles in his butt on cam. Yeah, if you could find me somebody who does that, I'd love to know. But that's a very rude comment, Meow TV, and your sarcasm is not very well appreciated.
Tandaleo.
You liked it? It's brilliant. All the issues, you tell the truth, just so well done. Thank you, Tandaleo. I'm glad you saw it. No, you just repeated the word field Negro. Yeah, well, people don't realize, but the word Negro is actually being commonly used when people refer to the Negro College Fund. So it's not like a big problem. How else am I going to describe some of the black slaves that were subjugated and abused and violated for so many years, that the American people have developed a guilt complex that now is leached into the Democratic Party, and a lot of them are so politically correct that they wipe their butt with the pure driven snow. I mean, these people don't have they don't think they've ever done anything wrong, and everyone around them is violating the rights of black people by simply talking. So I really think that the Democrats are way out of line and need to really come on back to America and get away from communist Russia, because they tend to be sounding more like communists every day. I don't know much of a difference between Democrats and communism at this point. Democrats want to take away our rights, our freedom, invade our privacy. They believe the collective will is greater than the individual freedom. I mean, that's a perversion of America that would never, ever stand. The American people are genuine and individual and need all of those rights upheld. These Democrats are destroying even the basis of democracy when they go around stealing signs. They're actually violating the process of democracy itself. Right. Technically, there's no freedom of speech on private companies. Sorry, yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. Thank you. And bless you. And bless me.
Yeah, true. Candy rain. It's amazing how, basically you have to watch everything you say on the internet. Oh, it's an iPad that did that? Oh, okay. No worries. I was just reading a little story about BRICS. That was an interesting read, I have to say.
Yeah, the BRIC nations are trying to develop their own currency, and what a lot of the wars in the world are all about is us propping up the petrodollar. And as the petrodollar continues to get propped up with America starting wars around the world, we as a nation are not going to ever show true equity and solvency. We're going to be pressuring people to accept the dollar. And that's no way to negotiate and trade with other nations. So if the BRIC nations are going to develop a whole new currency and America is going to lose business, I would be very, very concerned that the core of our economy needs to strengthen. And if we can strengthen, the European Union may strengthen as well for their own purposes. Germany being the country that's lagging right now, showing the lowest growth in decades, very concerning. I know Angela Merkel is very upset that Germany is reaching a kind of a stagnation point. Our country, I believe, is at a stagnation point, but it's being covered by a lot of elaborate statistical judo. The petrodollar will be a dying dinosaur as we move toward more efficient use of energy. It's true. Well, I don't know if America will lose a lot of its power in the next 20 years, broke and St. Obama's. Have you noticed that we have the largest military in the world? That didn't occur to you? Maybe you didn't realize that we are more dominant than any other nation by far. So when you say losing its power, it's going to lose its economic power. I agree with you. But military power, I don't think we're going to lose our edge. I think we still have the edge. You made some good money today and tomorrow, Ann? Doing what? Mad Dog, why don't we play the whole video for everybody right now? Do you want to take a break?
I'll watch the video.
Okay. Let me bring it up from memory.
Oh, you want me to bring it up? It's just right there.
Okay. Well, I was going to bring it up from memory. It's a little easier for me.
Okay.
Just going to
quicker this way, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, since I can't get to it, why don't you just set it all up? Put a screen grab on it. Let's start it up. I'll do it.
I will do it. Thank you.
And just restart it. Thanks. And take it from the beginning.
I will do that. Thanks.
Thanks. And let's see. And then off with the mic. Okay. Hit it.
Obama, cannot stop Ebola, running taking you, no matter what you do.
We sent 4,000 troops into Liberia to get contaminated and bring it back home. So listen, my brothers and sisters, we're on the verge of the apocalypse. So it's time to open your eyes to the blindness that surrounds you. Make no mistake about it. Let's be clear. I'll do anything for money. I'll support the World Bank by starting wars. I'll seed Muslim revolutions in 6 nations. And now I learned a new thing. Surgical strikes at borders. We're talking Tunisia, Libya, Yemen, Egypt, Syria, and Ukraine. I could even piss off Putin. So let's just trigger World War III. We're broke, insane, Obama's. Yeah, surgical strikes work. So now I got my handlers in my back. What's next? Ground troops, of course. Those men will lose their lives in vain. It's just a bump in the road. We did it with Benghazi. Let's just blame it on a movie. Disarmament is my goal. We'll do it with gun control. We'll put it in a bag. By creating false flags. Yeah. Did I mention Ebola? Let's let all infected Africans into America. Let's put Obamacare to work. It's the politically correct thing to do. You want to change? You got it. And then some. Remember I told you things were going to get worse before they get better? In fact, they're never going to get better.
It's got to be on our
I'll make sure of it.
yeah.
What's that about thing?
Obama, can't stop Ebola. We're all infecting you. No matter what you do, it's always up to you. To be free of misery, this is your destiny.
Sure. What about the economy? It's not a recovery. It's a recover-up. Having overspent by $6.66 trillion, I fulfilled my goal of bankrupting this nation. Now, I'm getting all my ducks in line. We're almost ready to declare martial law and send everyone to the FEMA camps for safety. It's the politically correct thing to do.
Obama, how did these the nurses that treated Ebola said it's safe to do?
I shook hands with, hugged, and kissed. Not the doctors, but a couple of nurses.
Yeah. Let's trigger World War III. Come on, everybody. Do the politically correct thing. Let's trigger World War III. We can't print money fast enough to cover the interest on our debt. And it gets worse. With all this money, we've been able to buy up all the social networks. Heck, the NSA is watching you, and you don't even care. And that's okay. It's the politically correct thing to do. So sit back, do nothing, and watch me destroy America. I'm so glad I succeeded at something.
Okay, thank you. All right. There we go. Okay, thank you for watching that, everybody. Yeah, it kind of just says it all. You know, let's be clear. Yeah. I know people that hate Scott Walker are the same people that voted for Obama twice. I know, Robert. We've got a lot in common, Scott Walker and I. The only difference is he's a Republican, and I'm a person who wants to start a third party because I don't trust Republicans because I think they too are sold out. All right. Yeah, well, we're in the process of trying to retrieve whatever's left of it. Your DJ Bad Boy E. I know Broken St. Obamas is talking about the Soviet-Afghanistan war that came prior to the fall of the Soviet Union, much like the U.S.-Afghanistan war, which is coming prior to the fall of the United States of America if we let it. I know. It's exactly, and I agree, we can't keep funding a massive military. There's no way. And Obama received a Nobel Peace Prize. Isn't that funny? Involved in 2 wars and starting another one in Libya, and he gets a Peace Prize. How they started the war in Libya? Well, it turned out that Bernie Sanders, the only independent senator we got from Vermont, actually noticed a transfer of $24 billion into the Libyan bank accounts right before Muammar Gaddafi was hunted down. And nobody in the government, our government, did anything to really notice this massive shift of money. 24 billion in the Libyan bank accounts, unbeknownst to Muammar Gaddafi. It was designed to undermine Muammar Gaddafi's regime and take him down because he was in the process of creating his own currency, his own controlled currency that was backed by gold, which is very appealing to people in the world economy. Anything backed by gold is very appealing. And they saw Muammar Gaddafi as a threat. So Obama, as the good puppet president that he is, was basically tasked to start a war. And we did that. Within 6 weeks, we had initiated a no-fly zone, which we claimed within 5 minutes his country violated. And then we pursued him like a dog, like an animal, with no due process, and hunted him down. And he was finally sodomized with a knife after he died. The whole thing was a disaster. And worst of all, we sent in 600 of those rockets went into the hands of Al-Qaeda members. And our country somehow negotiated with terrorists to create and take down, to basically take down the Libyan country and then start their own. The Al-Qaeda forces took over, and we then installed this professor from Seattle, who's now the president of Libya, after we dealt with the takeover. Strange. initially we had to deal directly with Al Qaeda to take Libya over, and I didn't support this. I never wanted that. I never would have done that. He got played hardcore, and the powers that be obviously have so much power that they can look at the scenario of Syria and Iran and say, well, we did it in Libya, let's do it in Syria, let's do it in Iran. They think they can repeat the same pattern. The only problem is Muammar Gaddafi had, what, 5 F-15s, and Bashar al-Assad in Syria has over 350 dangerous aircraft that could cause our nation some problems in an air battle, not to mention Russia as their backup. I mean, whatever's leaders are initiating this plan must be smoking some really, really good ganja, because they're off their deep end. They don't even know what they're doing. They're initiating the initial stages of what would be a World War III, which could be completely averted if we just look at this from a pragmatic perspective. They must be doing this to cover their economic ass. That's the only thing that we could possibly label this as. My day job, well, I work all the time, but I just don't get paid for it. I'm trying to develop renewable energy technologies, and I'm also trying to enlighten the American people on a daily basis with our nightly show. I'm not a playboy, no. I drive a very cool hybrid, which is my dream car, and I'm very happy to say that I can get great gas mileage and not have to pay a lot, because I'm living a sustainable life. Play along. Oh, right, yes, sure. T. Chernobyl would have never happened if the U.S. did not play the spy game by sabotaging the plant. Really? Meow TV, you know some secret information about how Chernobyl was sabotaged by the Western countries? Really? And it's proven, really? Do you have a link to verify this? So Russia already said, we pissed them off. They will cloud the American sky with EMPs. And that's a friendly hello. Supplanto, that's pretty interesting, yeah. Well, if Russia did that, they're tit for tat. There would also be a response from the US. So I'm not sure Russia would do that. I did say goodnight to all of you, Anne. Yeah. I said goodnight, and I transferred to another video, and all of a sudden it crashed. The audio was terrible on it, and I'm up right now. I'm in the process of burning that video, and I'll upload it to YouTube probably by tomorrow. But it's a 1 hour and 45-minute show, which I was going to play at the end of last night's show that I couldn't, that no one's ever seen except for the first few minutes. So I will be bringing that to you, the YouTube channel that has got the Obama Ebola video on it. And we'll just keep going. I'm going to keep pushing that channel, the David John Sponheim YouTube channel. Anyway, yeah, starting wars seems to be the primary goal of the backers behind the Democratic and Republican Party. Both John Kerry and Barack Obama and all his team of cronies want war in Syria. It's obvious. Same with John McCain and all their team of cronies in the Republican Party. They want war in Syria. They want to take Bashar al-Assad down. And I believe it's a pivot point, and it will change the balance of powers and will ultimately create a ripple in what seems to be a very peaceful process of nuclear non-proliferation, which is going to be completely terminated. We're going to start building up again. It's going to be a massive war if we continue triggering war with Russia. It's ridiculous. There's no need for it, and I would work immediately as president to mend the damages that Barack Obama has made with Russia and begin a new pathway toward a conciliatory exchange of information with regard to nuclear non-proliferation, as well as broaching those big questions as to how do we deal with some of the pivotal countries like Ukraine without worrying about an invasion. I'm talking about a joint economic support system that both Russia and the US could get behind. This would avert a war in Ukraine and initiate the peace process there. And there's a lot of things we could do together. We don't have to have an either or scenario. It doesn't have to be Russia or the Western nations. It could be a both can help kind of scenario. All right. Still the same guys, really? No, my sister doesn't have long gray hair. Yeah. We would not invade Canada, Edward. We'll work very closely with people in Canada to strengthen our economies both of our economies. But we're going to have to keep things in mind that environmental safeguards, like right now, the tar pits of Alberta are allowing massive shipments of oil into Montana and Idaho because they are avoiding their own environmental restrictions within provinces that they couldn't travel in. So they're actually using us to ship oil, and it can cause an environmental crisis in America. And I think the governors of Montana and Idaho need to rethink this process and work on a plan to get that oil safely from point A to point B. I'm sorry the Keystone Pipeline wasn't something that Obama wanted to sign. I would have signed it. Obama's legacy is going to be a one big question mark, Robert. I don't even need a word. Exactly. I just can put a question mark there. That's the only summation of the Obama candidacy and presidency. Okay, Otis B. OJ. Diaper Man came in with his one big call in. That was pretty good, Diaper Man. You're pretty close to the sound of OJ. It's the sound of a man sitting on the chain gang. What's the sound of OJ sitting on the chain gang? I understand he's got a relationship going with a nice transgender, but he's dying. That's the word on the street. Okay. Wow. Antique, do you have a link on that? The CDC shutting down Bioterra and flu labs after discovering 327 vials of deadly pathogens misplaced. Wow. Thank you, Ann. I just don't know where the link is. Oh, feel free to share that. I want all of you to send that YouTube video around and start bringing up the hits. I'm not monetizing it. I just want the hits to grow on it. That's my goal. So if you want to spread it around, show your neighbors, that would be great. I'll be right back.
So I was just reading an interesting article on the on Russia Today about how the FBI and other government agencies have posed, I would say, have posed as news reporters in order to get certain people to click on links and things of that nature. CDC shuts down Bioterra and flu labs after discovering 327 vials of deadly pathogens were misplaced. Wow. Interesting. You don't want a bed in an Ebola FEMA camp, just saying. So true. Hello, good to see you again, Orc Torque. That's okay. I don't want no stinking, no bed, no stinking Ebola FEMA camp. I don't mind. That's, yeah. Well, you might be right, Meow TV too, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be more like give it 200 years, not 20 years. Don't forget to smile. I know you're just saying that because you think my smiles are all fake. Yes, thank you, Antique.
Does she have the link?
Who?
Antique?
Antique, do you have some link for David?
About the CDC.
Yes, there's a Freedom Outpost CDC just. I guess I'll click on that.
Hold on to that link if you can, or just open the browser.
You know how I feel about that.
I know. Well, you can save the link in the link library if you want.
No, you can save the link in the link library if you want. I thank you very much, your DJ Bad Boy. I had seen the link, but I hadn't clicked on the link probably because the link is to a site that, I don't know. It's hard for me to trust certain news organizations, but then again, should be hard for me to trust all news organizations, I suppose, because a lot of them could be not even news organizations. It could be the governments posing as news organizations. Here, I'll give you guys a link. This is from Russia Today. So I don't know if you trust that site, but this is an article about in 2007, the FBI they posted on a suspected student's MySpace page claiming that they were the Seattle Times with a link that said something like, bomb threat at the high school was downplayed by local police department. And because this suspected student had he later pled guilty. A student was making threats to a local high school, and this was here in Washington State. Well, the FBI got involved because it was repeated. He was doing it through email, and it was repeated, and so they were able to send him a link, which he then clicked on. It embedded it, and when he clicked on the link, it infected his machine with some kind of virus or keylogger.
Yeah.
So then they could track that he later did make a threat.
Yeah.
Again, and
So they've got software that can send images to you, and if you click on the image, it'll embed keyloggers in your computer. See how sophisticated the FBI is?
thank you, Stowish. I like my
That's
new
fascinating.
glasses too. Sometimes they seem dark to me, but
Well, they look great on you. They have like an up look, you know?
they're very
Mhm.
similar to my old ones.
Yeah.
You've clicked on, I know, we've all clicked on so much. We're probably all infected.
I'm going to have you
That
pull
story
back a
was
little
annoying.
bit so I can move forward. Thank you. Great. All right. I should probably I'm probably okay. Yeah. You can come back in now.
What news source do you trust the most, Meow TV 2? Yeah, FBI use cat pictures on Facebook to track people.
Yeah. Especially Meow TV.
Oh, look at the cat picture. Look at the article that you can put so many cats on people, it will heal them. It's probably true, though.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they're watching all of us all the time. That's all they do. That's why they're paid the big bucks to watch us.
I don't think they're paid big bucks to watch us. I mean,
Peter, I don't know who's watching anybody. How would I know? I mean,
I know, orc dork. I mean, I guess I'm a mainstream media person. I trust BBC. I mean, David's different than I am.
Yeah.
But I don't trust a whole lot of sources online.
yeah, above top secret's very interesting. They do a good job. I've seen their site. It's
I
very,
don't
very,
trust in it.
but I don't have any verification. A lot of these stories that you're seeing emanate from Dr. Mount, believe it or not.
Now that to me is
You believe that?
extremely scary.
Yeah, well, that's a fact. George Norrie from Coast to Coast, I believe, harvests stuff from Dr. Mount. I think that Alex Jones harvests information from Dr. Mount sees himself as a person who's got knowledge greater than anyone else, and he comes up with these very, very strange theories, and somehow they propagate. Oh, a guy who was on our show a long time ago, who used to get on our show, people were like, "Come on, man, seriously? Why do you have him on your show?
Good.
If you get real information, don't post it on Facebook," Meow TV says. "It's suicidal to post real good information." Well, whoever Dr. Mount is, I know him. You know, he's a guy who we hung out with quite a bit in the early days of our show on Mondays. He's the guy I started Conspiracy Monday because he was calling in every Monday, and I called it Conspiracy Monday, and he said, "What?"
He was so offended.
He was offended that I mentioned the word Conspiracy
So
Monday.
there was a big crash in Mojave Desert.
I heard about that.
SpaceX.
Yeah. I predicted it would happen, actually. I actually talked about how Virgin Galactic was probably going to crash again when their prototype crashed in the fields of Nevada in 2009, I believe, 2010. They had a massive blowout of their nitrogen igniters. And I wouldn't doubt the same problem repeated itself. I believe Richard Branson is extremely greedy. I believe that he's pushing private sector and using utilities and substructure or infrastructure from NASA, when they should have just had NASA do this. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Why are we privatizing an organization that needs to make American taxpayer money back? They drain our nation's coffers of about $17 billion a year, NASA does, and we're giving it to Richard Branson to play with his little planes, to fly people who pay $200,000 a piece at 70,000 feet above the air. I mean, what a joke. Yeah, it does sound like a porno name. Yeah, but he's a very straight guy, and he's a nice guy. His ideas, though, are very, very odd. I met Dr. Mount at the Beyond Oil exhibit at Microsoft in 2008. And I met him while he was talking to the former director of the CIA. It was the weirdest combination of people. The former director of the CIA was a speaker at guest note speaker at the Beyond Oil exhibit, the whole thing. And Dr. Mount was talking to him, and I was listening to these two people talk. And it was strange. The CIA director was nodding yes to what he was saying. So I listened to Dr. Mount. I mean, here's the CIA director saying yes. I listened to Dr. Mount. So pretty soon, Dr. Mount, and he's some sort of a guy who got a political science degree from some place called the Oxford Educational Network. That's about his extent of his credential. It's not the Oxford University. And he did it with a 2-page essay to Vladimir Putin. We had to check the whole thing out, so I vetted this guy. It turns out he is a retired captain in the U.S. Army, but he was disabled, I believe. Not retired. Disabled. Exposed to Agent Orange. He was very instrumental in getting senators like Patty Murray to get funding for men who had been exposed to Agent Orange. And to the Gulf War syndrome. So Dr. Mount hasn't just sat on his butt his whole life. He's been sending out letters to the Supreme Court, volumes of papers. He does regular mailings to people in government claiming that all kinds of bad things are happening. So I don't just rule everybody out based on the theory that there's some nut job. I listen to everybody. Well, not everybody. Sitting at 3 o'clock in the morning at Denny's, listening to some guy talk about a perpetual motion design and starts writing it on a napkin, that's kind of a waste of time. I had that experience back in the 80s. It was like, dude, are you really seriously writing down your perpetual motion? Yeah, man, this is how it works, man. Let me show you.
Well, the thing is, way back tech, the thing about Mount is he predicts 5 different natural disasters. Try to actually make that 20 different natural disasters are going to happen tomorrow. And
one of them usually does. Yeah.
One of them sometimes does.
Sometimes does. Well, now how do you explain how he predicted the death of 15 police officers in the Oregon or in the Washington area? Dr. Mount predicted the death of 15 police officers, and sure enough, they all died within about a year and a half from gunshots. I don't know how he does this, but these kind of things, kind of like whoa. Or 3 hours before the 3 hours before the tsunami hit Japan in Fukushima, he called me up and said there's going to be a massive earthquake and tsunami in Japan. These are just things that he did. He did do that. I'm not going to throw the guy out in the toilet simply because he does that. Okay, I don't think he makes anything happen, Mad Dog. He thinks he's some sort of a visionary or a seer or something. He doesn't really want to talk about it, but he doesn't want to characterize himself as a conspiracy theorist. All right, what's that link all about? Mind blown.
What line?
Mind blown. Sounds like a very rich Jewish guy who doesn't have a lot of time on his hands. Or excuse me, has too much time on his hands. Thank you. Scary stuff. Okay. Okay, well, how come the U.S. isn't included in your little, oh, you're an all English, I'm sorry, thank you. All right, that's kind of cool. Canadian volunteer. Sarah doesn't want to comment on any of those videos. She doesn't support my my character that I created. She doesn't in any way endorse what I did. So people are entitled to their own opinions and their own beliefs and can still be members of a third party. You know, I'm not here to push my beliefs on anyone, really. I want to just kind of work together toward some sort of a compromise. If people are never going to agree on everything, it's absurd to think that a third party is going to agree on everything. Soothsayers, it could be soothsayers. It could be the futurists, prophets of doom. No, I didn't hand out any candles, Peter. I'm against candle wax. I don't like the smell of it. It's highly toxic, and people think it's a joke to breathe it. Remote viewers, that's right. Mad Dog's correct. Remote viewers. No, Mount doesn't see himself as a remote viewer. He sees himself as a conduit to God himself, or God itself. He sees himself as a direct conduit. He told me when he raises his arms, the solar flares occur. Now that usually is enough to get anybody in a diagnostic hole at a local mental hospital. But he told me that, you know, and I was like, wow, really? So when you lift your arms, it's not just body odor, it's solar flares emanating from your underarms. Yeah. So, I mean, he makes statements like that. It's like, plus he wants money. He wants payback. He feels he's been wronged by the federal government and he wants money. He believes that he's applied for whistleblower funds and has been rejected. He's trying to expose massive amounts of fraud in the government and the VA system, and he feels that he's deserving of millions of dollars. You did agree on a lot of things, Meow? Did you actually talk to him on the phone, one-on-one, or did you talk to him through our show? You call him on a regular basis? Well, sure, Peter. Well, I'll try to get him on our show on Mondays. He has called in on occasion. Okay. A boy named Ann. Ann has a transgender problem. No, you've got sound, Amy. Amy, sound is on. Try your audio on your system. Plug the cord in. You done a show together? Oh, really? On Aura TV? Wow. Yeah, see, Dr. Mount does a lot of radio shows, and you know, I still call him. I called him a couple months ago, but it usually turns out to be a 3-hour call, and he's just really busy talking to the demons from hell. Really busy talking to the Anunnaki and the high priestess of the seventh vibrational continuum, the gateway, the Stargate in Egypt. I mean, he starts talking about this stuff. It's like, really? Okay. Right.
There's a house fire.
That's kind of nice. Mad TV is great that you're doing a real show that no one knows about. I have a real show that no one knows about as well. I keep it on the QT. Yeah, no one even knows I'm doing it, but it's really fun to have a real show that no one knows about. Seattle, PA, what happened there?
5 people died, and
in a Portland, Maine
one was
house.
critically injured in the Portland, Maine house.
Oh man, electric heat, I'll bet. It was unclear if any of the victims were students, but the fire, which gutted the 3-story, 94-year-old structure following a Halloween party the night before. Okay. Shock. Yeah, everybody's suffering. 4 or 5 people died in this Portland, Maine house near a university. University of Students of Maine. We're going there. Sounds like a good plan. Yeah, find TYVM and you. Thank you very much. Anunnaki makes for very interesting conversations. We have a show on Monday called the Conspiracy Monday Show, which you can certainly go in and see it. The first video you showed last night after the show was so funny. Oh, you like that? Great. I'm going to be uploading that probably first. That's the next upload to the David John Sponheim YouTube site. And after that will be the 1 hour and 40-minute re-edited version with a leader, including the Obama Ebola video, and it's a long video. It starts with the Obama Ebola video and goes about an hour and 45 minutes, and it's just me talking. I had prepared a 1.5 or almost a 2-hour show in advance in the event that I would be DDoSed during the show, and I was going to play it from remote Wi-Fi locations and stay in chat and talk to people. And I had a whole lot of plans. Thanks. A whole hour, 5 minutes.